Welcome to Sandwich Sunday. I am your host, Chef Brian Tsao. This is the show where we make awesome sandwich combinations inspired by the most unlikely of people. Today, we're gonna sandwich Dave Davidson of the band Revocation and Gargoyl. Singer, songwriter, teacher, guitar virtuoso. When it comes to anything guitar, Dave Davidson needs no introduction. What is your relationship with food? Definitely not a picky eater by any means, and when I'm hungry, I go in on some food. I think, if anything, my palate has gotten more adventurous with time, but I'm always down to try new things. Growing up in New England, I'd be cracking into boiled lobsters at a very young age, and on tour, I've tried everything from fried alligator to raw horse meat. What are your ideal cheat meal foods? Fried chicken, cinnamon rolls, and clam chowder. What foods do you hate? I'm open to try most things, but I think mayo is kind of gross, especially because most people overuse it and slather the fuck out of their food with it. What's your go-to sandwich? I don't really have one. It really depends on what I'm feeling at the moment. I haven't eaten yet today, so if I had to pick 3 sandwiches at the moment, I'd say a good Italian sub, a carnitas torta, or an overstuffed lobster roll. That's one of the few applications I can appreciate mayo, as long as the mayo dressing is light and has an herb component. Dave and I have bonded over good food numerous times over the years, so I know the man's palate is refined. One thing I appreciate about Dave is that he can have everything from your local taco truck to something high-end and gourmet, and that's exactly where we're gonna start. We're gonna start by thinly slicing half an onion, roughly mincing 8 cloves of garlic. We're gonna place 1 bay leaf, dried oregano, generous portion of ground cumin, roughly 2 tablespoons of kosher salt, 1 bottle of Mexican Coke, if you can get it. Regular Coke is fine. I like to use Mexican Coke because it uses real sugar instead of corn syrup. Here I have approximately 3 pounds of pork butt, which I cut into chunks. I'm gonna place this right into our soda, onion, and herb mixture. And finally, about half a cup of orange juice. This is now going to go into my Instant Pot. All I have to do is press meat, leave it alone, and when I hear it buzzing, release the pressure. We're gonna put this off camera and let this cook because it's going to take over an hour. This is not a sponsored video by Instant Pot, but hey, Instant Pot, you know, come on, hit me up. Hey everyone, I wanted to take a really quick second to announce that I have officially joined Downright Merch, and my new web store launches July 8th. This is not your typical web store launch because with every pre-order enters you in for an opportunity to get your very own episode of Sandwich Sunday. That's right, grand prize winner gets to fill out the questionnaire, and I make an awesome sandwich combination that's ultimately gonna be named after you. Second prize winner gets a $25 gift certificate that could be used on my collection or any item on the entire Downright Merch website. I am so excited to be working with Downright Merch and for you guys to finally check out the collection that we've put together. We have Chef Kiss tees in limited exclusive colors, new aprons, cutting boards, lots of cool stuff. It all kicks off July 8th. And now back to our regular programming. While we wait for the meat to cook, I'm going to start on a cabbage, lime, and cilantro salad. We're gonna thinly slice half an onion. I'm gonna squeeze 3 limes. Now we're gonna thinly slice a 1/4 head of cabbage. Now we're gonna very finely mince like a 1/4 bunch of cilantro. We're gonna set this aside and now let the lime juice do its magic to the onions and the cabbage. Wilt it down just slightly, but not to the point where it turns soggy. Let's take our bread, slice it in half. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take some black refried beans. And here is some carnitas. This is the same type of pork that's cooking in the pressure cooker right now. You can see it's been marinating in that Coke, in that orange juice, the onions, the garlic, the oregano. It is now juicy and moist, and all I did was re-seared it to get it a little crispy on a pan. And let's put this pork right on top. And now I'm gonna put some chunks of queso Oaxaca right on top of this pork. Queso Oaxaca is very similar to mozzarella. If you don't have access to queso Oaxaca, you can definitely sub with mozzarella. Let's get this in the oven. All right, that queso Oaxaca is nice and melted. Hollow out our top side of the bread. Put on some thinly sliced tomato. Put on some of La Morena canned jalapeno slices. A generous portion of our cabbage salad. We're not done with the cheeses yet because we're gonna put some queso fresco on top of this pork and queso Oaxaca. I'm gonna throw on a few dabs of this Los Calientes hot sauce that's been featured on Hot Ones. No, this is not a sponsored video. I just love Hot Ones. I love hot sauce, and I just restocked the other day. Plus, this has toasted cumin in it, which is gonna complement the pork, the carnitas that we have in here. So I'm gonna put this right on top of the slaw. And finally, our finishing touch, chicharron. Crispy pork skin is gonna go right on top. And there we have it, folks. We're gonna close it up. Let's cut it in half. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to introduce to you the Davidson. Woo-hoo! Look at those layers. Oh man. All the classic flavors that I look for in a good torta carnitas, accented by the Los Calientes hot sauce that has the toasted cumin, in addition to the pork rind, unbelievable. And then at the very end, the cabbage salad with the onion, cilantro, lime juice, plus the canned jalapenos, just cleans it all right up. Doesn't feel heavy at all. One of my favorite things about carnitas is when they reheat it on the flat top and it gets the meat crispy. But sometimes, actually most times, I want more of that texture. So putting in that chicharron is definitely what's doing it for me. Definitely a sandwich that sticks more to the true classic with just some minor twists and turns, but despite that, this was still an inspirational sandwich to make, to eat. I absolutely love it. Dave Davidson, thank you so much for taking part. If you want to see the full questionnaire, go to my website. There's a link in the description below where you can see not only Dave's full questionnaire, but ones from past episodes as well. With that said, I've been your host, Chef Brian Sao, not your typical chef, and I'll see you really soon.